to 16,000 Rand per month. So it's 250 Rand all the way to 16,000 Rand per month. So the big change is that SARS is no longer treating these trusts as quiet, passive structures that can, sit in the background for years with no proper attention. In the past, many people saw a trust as something that the accountant dealt with, once a year, and only when there was activity on the trust. That mindset is now a very risky mindset with the new shift that SARS has.
And why do even dormant trusts still carry compliance risk? I mean, even where there has been little or no economic activity, still a risky space.
And I think this is one of the biggest misunderstandings. Many people think, the trust is dormant, nothing happened, so there's nothing to file. But that's not necessarily correct. A dormant trust can still have filing obligations. The fact that there was no income, no trading, or no movement in the bank account, it doesn't automatically mean that the trust can get ignored by SARS. Until a trust is properly deregistered or regularized, the trustees must assume that there might still be annual tax obligations. And even for families who've created a trust years ago and have not touched it since then, this is important because an inactive trust is not the same as a closed trust. If it still exists, it may still need attention.
And how does improved third-party reporting change the level of accountability expected from trustees?
So SARS has access to more information than we think and more information than before. And it can compare information across multiple sources. So that means SARS may look at what the trust declared, what the beneficiaries declared, and what other third parties have reported. And if those numbers don't match up, it can then raise questions. For example, if a trust says it distributed income to a beneficiary, but that beneficiary does not reflect it properly in their own tax return, that mismatch can then create risk. So this is why trustees must be more hands-on when they come to compliance. It's not about, my accountant will handle it,
And then you'll find trustees that are rushing to submit incomplete or inaccurate information merely to avoid penalties. I mean, does this even work?
Absolutely not. So the danger there is that you can fix the penalty problem, but you create a much bigger tax risk. If the trustee rushes to submit the return without even checking the facts properly, they can submit incorrect information. And then that's going to include wrong beneficiary allocations. It could be unsupported distributions, missing resolutions, incorrect loan treatments, incomplete records. The list is endless. But once that information is now submitted to SARS, it becomes part of the trust tax history. It's there forever. So if SARS later challenges it, the trustee is now going to struggle to explain or defend what was actually filed.
Yeah, you thought you were blocking one problem, only to find that you're creating quite a few others. And just in closing, just an advice to trustees. What should they do now to remain in control before the receiver identifies and enforces those outstanding compliance issues?
I think the bottom line is that they need to take control before SARS takes control of the process. My advice is the first step is to definitely check the trust compliance status. All the income tax returns, have they been submitted? Are there outstanding returns? Are the trust resolutions, the financial records, beneficiary records, the loan accounts, are all of that properly documented? And then once you've identified that, then second step is to review whether the trust still serves its purpose, its original purpose. Because some trusts were set up years ago and have not been properly maintained, and those trusts need to be assessed carefully.
Roxanna Naidoo, we always appreciate your insights, and thank you for making time to speak to us.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thanks. We're going to leave it here for this morning. So if you're a trustee, just make sure that everyone is compliant. All those points that we went through, thinking that you're submitting incomplete information just so that you can, ward off the penalties doesn't help you. It creates a tax problem. It's like you're kicking the can down the road, basically. There was a director of global strategy at Latita Africa. Right.